Now that our users are able to be created and then log in and out of their account, the next page we want to build is the Edit Your Account or the Account Settings page. We've already set this up in our server on a previous lecture. So let's look at the router. We can see that account/edit maps to handlers.accountEdit. So I'm going to open up the handlers page and we can fill out this handlers.accountEdit function. So once again, I'm going to copy one of the existing ones. Although it's worth mentioning, we're going to be missing some of the metadata in the template data because since this is a protected page, there's no real reason to put a meta description in the head. There's no way that the Googlebot or any other scraper could possibly scrape that meta description. So we want to say edit your account, and the handler again is going to be called account edit. In the template data, we want to say that the title, which is still visible in the tab of the browser, is going to be account settings. We're going to get rid of the meta description, as I mentioned, and then the body class is going to be account edit. Everything else can remain the same, except that get template should be getting account edit as well. Let's go ahead and create that template. So I'm going to call touch templates account edit.html. Open that up, and now we can fill this out. This is what this is going to look like. It's going to have a title, account settings, a horizontal rule, a subheader saying edit your account details, and then two separate forms. Up until now, no page has had more than one form. This page does, and they have two different IDs, but they both put to the same place. They put to API/users. We need to make some updates to app.js. So I've done that here. That was mostly related to allowing a page to have more than one form at a time. We've also added some helpers for loading data on a page when the page is loaded. Until now, rendering the sign-up form, rendering the login form, or rendering the index haven't required any data to be pulled in and shown to the user. But the account settings page is different because the form that holds your first name, last name, and phone number shouldn't be rendered blank. We need to render the form and then load it up with any of your existing settings. And so we actually have a special load account edit page that gets called by this load data on page helper. Load data on page gets called as part of the initialization bootstrapping. Besides that, most of this file is fairly unchanged. Again, there has been some CSS added, but there's no reason to jump into that. Okay, let's start this app again. Node index.js. Now let's go back to our app, log in one more time. I'm just going to move this console out of the way. Now we are at the check/all page, which still doesn't exist, so we actually need to go back to the home page and then click on account settings. Now we're taken to the account settings page. You can see that the phone number is filled in, but that is an immutable field. First name and last name are both available to change, and the password can be changed. So I'm going to change my name from John to John E, Smith to Smith E, and save those changes. We can see the changes have been saved. If we refresh this page, they persist. And I'm going to change my password to just the word password, which of course you should never do, but for this example I am. And that has been saved as well. All this kind of error handling and success messaging is now built in to the app.js and is styled by the CSS. If we refresh the account settings page, the messaging goes away. I can log out and log in again with the new password, which is just password, and I'm back in at the check/all page. So everything seems to be working fine. We can kill this server and move on to the next lecture.